time for Baseball Night in New York. I am so happy to be joined by WFAN's John Jastrzemski. Say that 10 times fast.
Please. JJ is nice and easy, Taylor.
Yeah.
Why kill yourself?
JJ from here on out.
JJ,
it's gonna
that's
be fantastic.
That, of course.
Here with JJ and with all the big names, it's Gardner, who is one of the clutchest.
Up at the plate, game on the line, and put together a list that doesn't have Brett Gardner very high on it.
Yeah, that's right. One of the reasons the game got to extra innings was the solid performance from Domingo Germán. Here's Aaron Boone on his starter.
Up at the plate, game on the line, and put together a list that doesn't have Brett Gardner very high on it.
Yeah, that's right. One of the reasons the game got to extra innings was the solid performance from Domingo Germán. Here's Aaron Boone on his starter.
The case in what's been a very down Met year for maybe winning the Cy Young.
Okay, well, we will tell you what Yankees made the All-Star team next, and we have a special segment for JJ as well up next that you will not want to miss. Well, Mets fans have to love hearing those words from Noah Syndergaard, and we are back with JJ, who, of course, many of you hear on WFAN radio overnight, so we are doing some JJ After Dark right here.
I love it.
Into it?
JJ After Dark, for my loyal listeners, we're bringing them to TV. How great is that,
Yes,
Taylor?
now, of course, being on the radio, that means that fans have to be calling you with all kinds of crazy trade suggestions. Yes or no?
I mean, every now and again, we love them, but every now and again, we do get some good ones.
Well,
some
fans
doozies, right?
fans are far and away the most rational people on this earth, okay?
Of course.
So let's have some fun, okay? You are going to tell us the craziest calls that you're getting on some of these topics.
Let's
okay?
do it.
A Met-Yankee trade involving Jacob deGrom.
Well, Taylor, this will be the doozy of all doozies. So, unfortunately, there are some delusional Yankee fans out there who actually think that a package of Austin Romine, Sonny Gray.
Yes, well, those fans can't live with them, can't live without them, but I'm sure some of them are happy to hear their trade ideas even said, right?
Hey, they made the air, right?
Yes, exactly.
That's all that matters.
And honestly, that is what it's all about. You were fantastic. Thanks so much, JJ.
Thanks, Taylor.
I want to welcome in Anthony McCarron and John Jastrzemski. And guys, same story, different day, as the Mets have now lost 22 of their last 28. The Mets, though, they did have some opportunities tonight. They weren't able to capitalize with runners on. How do they find their way out of this?
Well, I mean, you think about it, Justine.
To get something done, and a couple of those later at bats there, and he couldn't do it. He watched some strike threes go by, and it was a bad evening for the Mets on offense again. We keep seeing this time after time, especially against lefties.
DJ Papa.
And I'm Justine Ward, and welcome to Geico Sports Night.
Home is not very sunny for the Yankees starter, who does not seem comfortable wearing the pinstripes at the stadium.
Meanwhile, as the Mets close out a dismal month, could tempers be boiling over in Mickey Callaway's clubhouse, CJ?
And Justine, we begin Saturday Night Baseball in the Bronx.
And Jastrzemski and Sonny Gray now with the worst home ERA in Yankees history with a minimum of 12 starts. JJ, is there any scenario where you trust Gray at this point?
No, Justine, I can't.
October, I'll tell you that much.
No, you definitely cannot.
Well, the Yankees will have their ace on the mound Sunday. What do you expect for this rubber match as Luis Severino goes toe-to-toe?
Listen.
With their first 80 games. And, JJ, how much of this do you put on the manager? Do you think Mickey Callaway is overmatched? That includes Yoenis Cespedes back in the Mets lineup. We'll explain coming up. And there's no bigger story for the Mets than Jacob deGrom. One of his rotation mates wants to keep deGrom and the whole staff in Queens. But we start with the Yankees, and as good as they've been, I hate to break it to you, the Red Sox have been better. SNY contributor Sal Licata to talk some Mets, and with a first half that definitely didn't impress. Which players should the Mets be open to trading besides the SNY contributor Sal Licata to talk some Mets, and with a first half that definitely didn't impress? Which players should the Mets be open to trading besides the I'm joined by Mark Malusis, Sal Licata, and Maria Marino. So Yo has played in 119 games in the last 2 seasons. Now with this latest news, do you think Cespedes will ever return to his all-star form?
Yeah, probably not. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, because he's going to find his way back to that. I have a hard time envisioning.
Yeah, and that's why, regardless of what we think or what goes through this lengthy rehab and rehabilitation, so no, I don't think he'll ever revert to all-star form.
Well, he's gone so long playing.
Cherry on the top of what has been an absolute disastrous season, but doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be a big-time change in the mindset of this team come July 31st.
Right. Why would it? I mean, how could this change? First of all, even before this, you knew that moving forward.
And as for the starting pitching needs, the rumors continue to swirl about Happ coming to the Bronx. Our baseball insider Andy Martino says the Yankees are indeed in strong. So I'll ask you guys, is he the best fit? Would you have Happ? But if Wheeler was on the table, would you prefer him?
Well, I'd rather prefer Zack.
Happ is necessarily like a huge difference maker, and so I don't want to give up a ton to get him. And I love that, the Yankees added Zack Britton, and I thought that was just such a great move to shorten up games here and just fortify a bullpen that is already a huge strength and already a huge advantage against the Yankees competition.
Toronto's insane if they think they're getting a top 3 for Happ.
SNY softball game this year, so now that's going to be in the back of my head. I just hope I don't do that.
You don't want to be doing it. Can you imagine the razzing that he gets from his team? He will never be able to live that down with his teammates.
No, he will not.
Play that bad.
That will be something that he will. There will be pictures. There will be everything. He will get razzed.
In the horse racing world, Triple Crown winner Justify has been retired due to swelling in his ankle. The 3-year-old retires with earnings of close to $3.8 million. And that is it for us. I'm Justine Ward. Stick around for more as we discuss